And hello everybody, this is Mark Mannering from Class Training. Just want to give you a quick rundown on our Microsoft Word Intermediate course that we provide. All versions are covered by our courses as listed here. Now first of all in the course we cover a very quick revision of the main basics or shortcuts in using Microsoft Word as far as entering text is concerned and formatting text, and it's perfect for people who have been self-taught with Word or would like to move on to the next level obviously. One of the big things we cover is how to customize the quick access toolbar you can see here. And as most of you would know, you can add your own functions or buttons to this quick access toolbar. Now what I've done there, as you can see, with the magic of video editing and all that, I've added my own functions and buttons to the quick access toolbar using a great shortcut we cover in the course. And I've also placed that toolbar below the ribbon, so it's a lot easier to access. Okay, just quickly, as I said, we cover a revision exercise of the basics in Word to begin with, such as selecting text. So for example, selecting paragraphs here and selecting lines and so on, and how that works. We can also use the keyboard to select particular text. I'm just hitting a particular keyboard shortcut there that allows me to select all of this paragraph, for example, and all that's covered in the course, how to format text and so on. All that's covered in the revision exercise and more at the beginning of the intermediate course. Now, once we've done that revision exercise, we go into a lot of great shortcuts on how to apply more formatting to your text, such as bold, borders and so on. And also you can see here I've got small caps applied to my heading there. Now what I can do is use a great shortcut to apply that to other text. So I can click there and just press a great little keyboard shortcut which allows me to apply the same sort of formatting to other text. Now if I needed to make changes to all of those 4 headings you can see there, I can easily select all those headings in one go using a great shortcut. We don't use the control key or whatever. There's a great little shortcut in Word to be able to do that. And there you go, I've just quickly use that shortcut to highlight all of those headings with the same formatting right throughout the whole document, so I can quickly make a change to those headings. Now a very important feature of Word that we cover is all about bullets and numbering. Now a lot of people would know how to use the basics of those, but we go into a very important feature called multi-level numbering or outline numbering. Very useful for minutes of meetings and legal documents and so on. Now as you can see there, I've activated or turned on multi-level numbering, and I can type in some text, press enter, and I get number 2 of course. And I press enter again after number 2, I get number 3, but I don't want number 3, I want number 2A. So by pressing a great keyboard shortcut, you can see I've got number 2A there already, and I can type in some other text there. Pressing enter I get B, and I can type in some more text, and C. I don't want number C or part C, I want number 3, so I use another great keyboard shortcut, and there's number 3, and away we go. So some great shortcuts there in multi-level numbering. I can also use another great keyboard shortcut, for example, to move that 3rd point up. So and away we go needs to be point number 1. So rather than cutting and pasting, another keyboard shortcut, I can just quickly move this up and down. So that same selected paragraph is number 1 now. I can move it down using another keyboard shortcut as well. So rather than cutting and pasting, you can very quickly move things around as well. Now a very big section of our Word Intermediate course is how to work with tables, and most people would know how to use tables in simple ways. For example, inserting a table here, bringing it down here, and there's your table where you can add some figures and so on. And I'll just quickly undo that. You can also use tables to create very complex layouts. So if we start with this particular 2-column table, for example, okay, and there's the text I want to put into this 2-column table. And by applying some great formats to the table, designs, borders and so on, we can get a really complex layout with this table, such as this nice layout here. So we haven't done this with indents or drawn vertical lines. We've used a table, and by applying the borders and so on, as we've said, we've got this nice complex layout done very quickly using tables. All covered in our course. And here's another quick example. By starting with this simple 4-column table, I can convert this into a complex layout again. And there you are, in the blink of an eye, we've used a table and positioned these photos and captions all together. Rather than using text boxes and tabs and so on, we've used tables to create this layout very easily. Another big section we cover in the Word Intermediate course is how to work with graphics and text. And what I've done there is to add a typical photograph to the document. You can see that the text does not wrap around. We'll look at that in a sec. But as a lot of people would know, there's a lot of great Photoshop type effects in Word now. We can click on the photograph here, and we use these features extensively in the course, how to apply Photoshop effects, borders and shading and so on. And also how to reduce the size of your document. If you have lots of photos or images in your document, it can become very large. So we look at how to compress the photos all in one go to make that more manageable. As I said, you can see here there's no text wrap around this image. That's because it's in line with text, as they call it. But what I've done there now is to apply a rectangular text wrap around that image so the text runs nicely around the photo. Towards the bottom here I've got a clip art image in line with text, that the text is not wrapping around the image. But now I've got the text wrapping around the rectangular boundary of that clip art, and if I move it into the middle of the text somewhere, you can see that the text is moving around the rectangular boundary. And now by using a great shortcut you can make the text wrap around the actual shape, the outline shape of the clip art here. So lots of great shortcuts and effects we cover in the Word Intermediate course. And finally, one of the last sections we cover in the course is how to save lots of times with blocks of text, standard blocks of text, using what they call autocorrect and auto text in Word. And those two things combined together are called quick parts in Word. Now I've already set one of those up, so if I go into the Insert tab here and go onto Quick Parts, down to auto text, and there's one I've already set up. It's called stand reply. That's my little code for this block of text, and I can just click on that and it goes in very quickly onto my document to save me time. The X's there remind me to replace that with the particular person's name, and I've saved lots of time. If I scroll down I can add that another way, so if I remember what the actual code was I can start to type it and Word prompts me for that. If I press enter now it comes up automatically and I don't need to use the mouse. And as you can see, you can combine text and graphics and even web hyperlinks into those quick part shortcuts. Okay people, as I said, that's just a very quick rundown on our Word Intermediate course. There's a lot more we cover, lots of shortcuts, lots of great features with Word. All those versions are covered in the courses, and there are lots of services and benefits we provide as well. As you'd probably know, we also provide introduction courses and advanced courses in Word, so have a look for those particular videos or content sheets to see if they're even more relevant for yourself or your personnel.
And finally people, all attendees and participants to our computer courses and IT training sessions are entitled to the following services and benefits. We can initially provide a needs analysis of your current skill or your personnel's current skill level of the application, and that can suggest the best course or level for them. We provide public courses in our training room, and there's a schedule on our website for those, but we can also provide on-site training in your facilities, and we can provide laptops to help out with their requirements. We provide face-to-face hands-on training with a facilitator to follow through the exercises out of the workbook and so on, but we also provide live webinars where travel might be a problem, and they are very cost-effective. We can also provide online training as well. All our training manuals contain step-by-step instructions and shortcuts for you to follow through during the training and also afterwards as a reference tool. And most importantly, we provide customized content. So as well as the particular content that we have with our courses that we've developed, we can also customize all this to fulfill your particular training requirements. We also provide free refreshers on our training courses where you can come back and do a free refresher course. Conditions apply, so please inquire about that. And we provide lots of support after the training, so you can email in or phone in your particular query or question and we can answer that for you. We have a web-based help desk which can be used 24/7, obviously with a large library of questions and answers, and you can submit your queries through that help desk as well. And we also provide our training manuals for sale in case you wanted to run your own in-house training or do your own self-study as well. Okay, that's all from me for the time being. It's Mark Mannering from Class Training. Thanks for your time. Please contact the office for any other information you might require about our training courses and services. But hopefully we'll see you soon so that we can help you learn lots and learn fast. Thanks again. Bye.